I'm going to talk about how to get your mangoes to produce fruit from seed within the first 3 to 5 years. Well, closer towards 3 years. All right, guys, so let's get started. All right, so here is a mango seed that I planted a month ago. And guys, this one is a polyembryonic seed. And the exciting things about polyembryonic seeds is that they bear fruit within as low as 2 years, but really in 3 years you can have fruit from the seed that you plant, which is pretty incredible for mangoes. So the way you know it's a polyembryonic is that you see multiple shoots coming up from the seed that you planted. And I'm going to show you exactly how I planted it. This one actually had 4 shoots, but unfortunately, either the chickens or an animal got to it and pulled out a couple of the shoots. This one actually had 4 shoots, so poly means many, and so it actually has many embryos in the one seed. Whenever it's polyembryonic, it bears fruit very quickly, and it is true to seed. So that is extremely important. You want to make sure that when you plant a mango, if you find a mango that you absolutely love, you want to make sure that when you plant the seed, you don't want to wait 5 years, 10 years, and then the mango sucks. When it's polyembryonic, it bears within 3 years, and it's actually true to seed. So this mango here, I just call it Indian mango. It was a family from India who had a seed, had a mango that was actually from India. They didn't know the name, but it was an extremely delicious mango. The taste is very similar to East Indian, if you know, for us island people who know East Indian, which happens to be my favorite mango. It had a very strong East Indian flavor, but it was a different shape. It was like a very large, almost like an apple shape, but like a large apple, not the normal mango shape to me. It was a slightly different shape, like a cross between a mango and an apple in the shape, but the flavor is East Indian. So I loved it so much that I cut open the shell, and I planted it about a month ago, and you can see it's doing very, very well. It has sprouted up, and it's multiple shoots. So I'm gonna get a mango that tastes like the one that I ate. So I'm gonna probably pot this up. I'm gonna let it get a couple more leaves. There actually were more leaves, but as you can see, you know, the leaves were chewed off, and another sprout was here, but the sprout was actually pulled out of the pot completely. So I'm not sure what did it, if it was one of those girls, or or if there's an animal. But I actually brought it into the patio for a couple of days just to give it a chance to, you know, strengthen itself, and now it looks like it's doing well. So keeping an eye on that one. So let me show you what I did. So here I have a couple seeds. I'd actually planned on showing you how to do it a couple weeks ago. So this one is all dried up now. So I'm not sure what's in here. And then this is a mango I ate today. But this is not a mango I want to grow. It was like a store-bought mango. It didn't really have a lot of flavor, but I just ate it so I could demonstrate how to do it. So let me show you exactly, and show you what a polyembryonic versus monoembryonic seed looks like. Hold on. Sometimes you can't tell if it's poly or mono until it starts growing. If you see only one mango coming up and you give it time and it's only one sprout, then it's monoembryonic. So that means you're gonna get a different mango from what you planted, which doesn't have to be bad. It could mean that you're getting a new kind and a delicious kind. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open. Make sure I'm lined up. So this is what the seed looks like, and I started giving it a little cut. So you need to use like a very sharp garden scissor. That's, to me, this is the best way to get it open. You cut across the top. So like, this is what the mango seed looks like. This is where the stem was. See, right here was where the stem was. I cut closer towards the stem. If you see, here is where the swelling is. This is where the embryo is. So you want to cut close to the stem side. You don't want to cut the embryo, because then, you know, you won't be able to plant it. So I'm cutting close to the stem. It's kind of a little bit hard to cut. So once you get this open, then you can try and get it in like this. Oops. Try and get it in. Go along the edge, making sure I'm lined up to the camera. I hope I'm lined up to the camera. Yeah, get towards the edge and you just cut it open. Then I'm gonna take my hand and pull it open. Oh, this is still green. I didn't know this was gonna be still green inside. So this is what the embryo looks like. This is what it looks like. And if it's one embryo, when you take this little husk off, you're just gonna see one. And I don't even remember what kind of mango this was now. This was so long ago. So this kind of looks like one embryo. With a polyembryonic, it can have 3, 4, 5 different embryos. But you see, this is green now, so I'm going to show you how to plant it. And it could be 2 embryos. I see something here. It looks like another one here. I'm going to plant it and show you how to plant it. So you don't have to take the husk off, but you actually, sorry. So you take the husk off. You don't absolutely have to take the husk off because in nature, a mango can fall and somehow get covered in dirt and grow. But by taking a husk off, you kind of speeding up the process. Instead of waiting months for it to germinate, within a week or two, it can germinate and break ground. So that mango I showed you was about a month, but I think it started growing within like 2 weeks. I'm gonna actually transplant it to a different pot with some looser soil because I just stuck it in there. The mango wasn't even fully ripe when I planted it, so I wasn't fully expecting it to grow. But now that it's growing, I'm definitely gonna cherish that mango. So let me show you how to plant this one. So you're gonna get a pot of relatively loose potting soil. At this point, you don't have to worry too much about fertilization, but if you want, you can add some earthworm castings or some kind of fertilizer. You really don't need to at this stage. You just want it to plant it so it can grow. You can put it sideways or you can put it straight up. I tend to put it straight up like this, and then you just cover it up. And then you want to make sure you keep it moist. So I actually moisten the soil before I put the mango in. I'm gonna wet it again with the hose, but I also have it in a tray of water just so if I get busy or whatever, I don't cause it to dry out. So I just have it in a tray with just a little bit of water, less than maybe like half an inch of water. But the important thing to get it to germinate is you want to cover it. You want to create like a humidity dome. So after you wet the soil, you create this humidity dome, and then within a week or two, you're going to see the little green leaves, and that will be the beginning of your mango tree. Again, as I mentioned, if it's one stem coming up and you wait a week or 2 or 3 and you still only see one stem, it's a monoembryonic. Monoembryonic mangoes can take longer, can take 5 to 7 years to get fruit. Polyembryonic has multiple stems. It's true to seed. That means you're going to get the actual mango that you grew, and that one can bear in as little as 2 or 3 years. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, bye now. Go on out there, plant a seed. You don't have to buy a mango tree. Buy a mango. If you enjoy it, plant it, and you'll have your own tree.